1975, the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required, specifying the time and location, with such notice as being sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Times of Trenton, posted on the Municipal Public Notice Meeting Bulletin Board, and filed with the Township Clerk.
Thanks. Would everyone please stand and join us in a flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Danielle, please call the roll.
Chairman Newman.
Yes.
Mr. Lambros.
Yes.
Mr. Beck.
Yes.
Mr. Coppi.
Yes.
Mr. Pato.
Yes.
And for the record, Mr. Pepe, Committeewoman Zabrowski, Ms. Sinha, Mr. Zeiner, and Mr. Perino are all absent today.
Okay, thank you. First item on our agenda is public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to approach the board on something that's not otherwise scheduled for discussion? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment portion. We have a number of resolutions, but I'd like to jump to the second page of the agenda and just announce, Mike, if you could announce the status of the application, JLE LLC.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we received communication from the attorney, Mr. Pape, earlier today when he was advised that the board would have only 5 members available and there would be issues with having a quorum for that application because you have to have members that have heard all of the testimony throughout. And based upon that, and based upon the fact that at the last meeting, one of the major issues was the sound issue, and they had agreed that the board would retain a consultant, a sound consultant, and that they would meet before the next meeting to see if they could resolve sound issues or if there were things that were not satisfiable. And the town actually, the board started to engage a sound expert, and then after doing their conflict checks, they had to step out because they found that they had a conflict with the applicant. So we had to start over again looking for another. So we're currently in the process of getting a sound expert who does not have a conflict with this applicant. So we could not proceed on that basis, and since that was the primary issue from the last meeting, the applicant asked that we carry the case into the December 13, 2023 meeting, and it's appropriate to do that at this point because we really can't finish the application this evening. So that having been said, if the board has no objection, I'll make an announcement that anyone who's here from the public for JLE LLC, that's application 21-03, block 20, lot 3.13, 5300 Highway 33, that is going to be carried to the December 13 meeting at 7:30 p.m. in this room, where we hope to continue it to a completion. But there will be no further notice on that. We're not in a position to proceed this evening to finish it out. Yes, sir.
Is there a time of essence with the ongoing, or just continues to roll?
Well, right now we have until December 31st to decide the application.
So that's the committee's
So
deadline up until that today's date.
That's our deadline as of today.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry for the inconvenience.
No.
Mike, another question?
Were there issues with the original sound presentation? I'm sorry if I missed it.
Well, yeah, there were a number of questions about the sound presentation and its accuracy, how it was calculated, what the background was in terms of supporting the conclusions that their sound expert came to, what the standards were that he was applying. There was an issue with whether you measured sound from the side of the closest building or whether you measured it from the property line. There were a number of issues related to sound, and that was substantial concern to the board as to what those impacts would be to the surrounding neighbors. And the applicant offered that the board should engage their own sound expert independently, which the applicant's going to pay for. And the board's been in that process. And as I say, we had some initial contact. We provided all the information to a sound expert. He looked at all the stuff that went through probably a two-week or so process. And then found that, oh, wait a second, my company has a conflict, and I'm not able to give advice to the board on this because we have a conflict. So we've now started that process with at least one, possibly more,
One, and I think we're okay moving forward. I think they completed their conflict check.
to engage somebody else who's going to need a couple of weeks to get the information, to process it, and then give the board feedback as to whether or not they agree with the applicant, they disagree with the applicant. If they disagree, in what way? Is there a way to mitigate that, or is there not a way to mitigate that? That's all stuff that's up in the air.
Okay.
So if
Yeah, one last
December 31st
question.
is the deadline, and we come to December 13th meeting, and there's still outstanding issues, then would the applicant would ask for additional time, or would you vote on, is that how that works? Just trying to understand.
Under the state statute, the board has a finite time period within which to make a decision on an application, unless the applicant says, okay, we're going to grant you an extension. Right now, the deadline is December 31. It's a possibility, if we get to December 13th and we can't finish, that it could be extended into January, but right now, that's not the intent of the board. I don't think it's the intent of the applicant. I think they only had one witness left, their planner, which is not going to be a lengthy witness. So it's probably going to focus on sound and the planning consultant.
Well, they were also going to come back and give us some feedback on Route 33 truck turning movements.
Okay, but
So that.
Yeah, there was-
a little bit.
There's some
Questions.
shade tree issues and some other issues, well, I don't want to get into the application. There seem to be a lot of outstanding issues that,
So they have to wrap all that up in order for the board to be in a position to make a decision. Whether it wraps up in December, we can only hope.
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear what you said about the problem with Route 33.
I'm not going to go into the details. They're looking into Route 33 truck movements. Board raised a question. They said they'd come back with some data.
And sir, I apologize if you hadn't been here. We do have everything. You can meet with me after. I can show you where we have the videos and the recordings and everything on previous meetings.
Appreciate that.
Okay, thanks. So we're going to, we don't need to vote on that next meeting date?
nope, it's
Okay.
spinning out, so you know you're not going to get another letter in the mail. It's not going to be
so
published in the
notice
paper.
isn't required?
I'm sorry?
Notice isn't required?
Additional notice is not required, correct.
Okay, so let's move on with the balance of our agenda, which are 3 resolutions related to consistency reports. So Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you. There's 3 of them, 2316, 2317, and 2318. You could guide us as to whether we should consider them separately or together.
Yes, well, the first ordinance relates to design standards, construction specifications, and tree preservation, tree clearing. The primary intent of that ordinance is to ensure that there will be, according to the statement in the ordinance, that there will be a significant population of healthy trees within the township. And the ordinance establishes policies and procedures for the removal and protection of trees. It defines what heritage trees are, specifies penalties if someone violates the provisions of the ordinance in terms of tree removal. This ordinance is actually required by a recent NJDEP amendments to the New Jersey Administrative Code, and it's been designed in accordance with the recommendations of the Administrative Code and the NJDEP. With respect to the master plan, I believe it's consistent with those provisions. The master plan provides in principles that we should support the vision of Millstone as a rural, environmentally sensitive area committed to the protection of natural resources, wetlands, and floodplains. The plan is for a variety of uses to achieve a balance of conservation and beneficial economic development that maintains the rural character of the township. It also has objectives in the master plan to guide appropriate use and management of lands to promote public health, safety, and general welfare, which the preservation of trees satisfies. It also, the objectives are to secure safety from natural and man-made disasters, that is to protect trees to the best that we can, to promote a desirable visual environment, because the trees do promote a desirable visual environment, and to promote the conservation of valuable natural resources and prevent the degradation of environment through improper use of land, and that is preserving trees does conserve natural resources and prevent degradation. So based upon those principles and objectives of the master plan, it appears that the proposed ordinance it does in fact promote the purposes of the master plan and is consistent with it.
So when we get a new application in, after this is adopted, we would then be charged with implementing this in terms of tree survey, tree replacement fees, and all the other elements of this ordinance?
Once it's adopted, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And Mr. Chairman, as we had mentioned before, I did provide the board with a letter of support from the Shade Tree Commission. They've been working diligently for quite some time in helping out with preparing this ordinance for the town.
Okay. Do you anticipate, Mike, that we would be hiring an arborist to assist, or does this go through Matt?
I would anticipate that it would depend upon the application and the extent to which trees may be impacted as to whether or not it would be appropriate to engage an arborist to get involved, or whether the Shade Tree Commission is going to be satisfactory to review this stuff.
Okay. Hey, Danielle, would you just send a note, send a note to Matt, just ask him if his firm has an arborist, or just want to get him thinking about it. Or maybe there's someone he can sub out to if we need to.
That I can do.
Okay.
And that's in addition to our CTE with the Shade
If
Tree
not, I
Department?
have arborist. I know arborist.
Okay, yeah, as do I. You see him
I
now
work
and
with
again.
arborists in New York. I don't know if they're licensed in New Jersey or not, but arborists are arborists anyway, so. But
Okay.
I know a few.
Okay.
If it's
Yes.
an application
You need
related...
my help anyway, so.
I'm sorry, I apologize, Mr. Coffey. If it's something related to a board application, it would still go to our CTE that they use for the Shade Tree Department.
Oh,
So they would
okay.
be reviewing it. But in general terms, are you asking, like, for a non-application?
No, I was only
Project?
asking to something that comes through the planning board.
So the reports that you get from the Shade Tree Commission
Uh-huh.
are prepared by a CTE, a certified tree
Oh, I
expert.
didn't even know that, okay.
And that, she used to work with Matt, and she now is on her own. So we do have a consultant that we
Oh,
use
good,
for
right,
review.
that's great, okay. So, Mike, any questions from any members of the board?
Yeah, I do. Mike, I don't know if you can answer this, or maybe Matt. Just a technical question. Say if I had like a 3-acre parcel, and it's fully wooded, okay? And you have your building envelope for a home, whatnot, and you also have your buffer zones around your sides. What are you allowed to take down as far, can you take, no, what are you allowed to take down in that parcel? Is there a certain percentage, you have impervious coverage, so you're only allowed X amount for driveways, houses, pools, and so on and so forth, versus are you allowed to strip a land completely?
I think you currently have provisions in the ordinance existing that control the extent of clearing. This is going to extend that controls and be more precise as to those controls, and also identify certain species of trees that you
Cannot
can't
touch,
touch
yeah.
unless you demonstrate certain things, that they're dying, that you can't save them, whatever. And then there are also provisions in the revised ordinance that do enhanced efforts to preserve and maintain.
And
Daniel,
also,
is
if there is
a
something
schedule.
for replanting.
Yes.
Yes.
Like it takes certain amount, you have to replant
Yes.
someplace,
Yes.
or,
Yeah.
Yes.
like a state-owned land, you could go and plant in there, or, yeah, right.
Sure. Well, there's actually provisions now requiring a certain amount of land
Yeah.
for vegetation.
Daniel,
This is
where we
this
can
is going to
get a copy of
enhance
that master
that.
plan book?
Okay, because when
Yeah,
you take,
it's
when you
on
clear
our
an
website.
area, then you go into,
I mean, can we get a hard copy
you
of
can
it?
do enhance some other area to keep the quality of air and all that kind of
They
stuff.
used
They
it,
were-
we were able to get it at
Yeah.
one time.
I can print one up for you if you want.
I appreciate it, yeah.
I'll print one.
Yeah,
Please.
does the ordinance also apply differently to a single lot landowner or single family dwelling landowner compared to, let's say, a major subdivision? Or a big
I
commercial?
don't, I
application?
read through it. I don't recall there being a distinction. There's definitely a distinction in the other ordinance regarding the SALT situations between residential versus a private industry. But I don't recall there being distinctions with respect to the tree
So
preservation.
it applies equally?
Yeah, I think it does. This is applied toward preservation as opposed to quantity, quality in terms of removal, clearing of property. I think it's pointed at protecting trees and preserving them.
Okay, so in terms of board action, you'd be looking for a motion to confirm that this is consistent with the master plan? And then-
Correct.
Okay. All right, so.
I'll make the, oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, yeah, go ahead, thanks.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, and I'll second. Any comments? Seeing none, Danielle, please call the roll.
Thank you. Mr. Lambros.
Yes.
Mr. Beck.
Yes.
Mr. Coffey.
Yes.
Mr. Pito.
Yes.
Chairman Newman.
Yes.
Motion
Okay,
approved.
next item, Mike, is 2317.
Yes, this is an ordinance revision that simply updates your fee ordinance and certain administrative procedures for processing applications. The master plan doesn't really provide text directly addressing administrative fees and processing, but it does encourage the coordination of public and private procedures shaping land development for processing of which processing applications is a part. So although there's nothing specific in the master plan about the procedure of how you process an application once it's submitted and what the fees are in connection with it, it does anticipate that, and these ordinance changes basically update your current ordinance to bring it more current and is not inconsistent with the master plan.
Okay, any comments? Yeah.
Mike, how about as far as COA? You know, how does COA get adopted to this, or for COA fees on an application?
This does not apply to COA fees. COA fees are otherwise set in your fair share, your housing and fair share plan and the accompanying documents with that.
I was under the impression that any application, like especially like a development or a special project like that, is subjected to COA fees. Maybe
Any
I'm-
project is subject to COA fees.
Well, then I don't understand.
But this fee ordinance doesn't address the COA fees. They're in a separate section of your ordinance.
Okay.
Anything else? Seeing none, is there a motion to confirm that this is consistent with the master plan? I'll make the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any comments? Seeing none, Danielle, please call the roll.
Okay, Mr. Lambros.
Yes.
Mr. Beck.
Yes.
Mr. Coffey.
Yes.
Mr. Pito.
Yes.
And Chairman Newman.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Mike.
Aye.
The last one for
Yes,
your assistance is 18.
Yeah, the final consistency report relates to an ordinance that's directed at controlling and mitigating potential negative stormwater impacts on the storage of privately owned salt and de-icing materials. The purpose is to protect the environment, public health, safety, and welfare. It, as the prior ordinance, is required by NJDEP pursuant to recent amendments. There is a model ordinance, which I believe we pretty much followed the model ordinance that has been provided by NJDEP. The town has to adopt an ordinance. They suggested the text of the ordinance that we pretty much have followed. It's consistent with the provisions of the master plan. The principles of the master plan indicate that we should support the Millstone's vision to be a rurally, environmentally sensitive area and committed to protecting natural resources, wetlands, floodplains. And this is an ordinance that is controlling salt and de-icing storage materials to make sure that they aren't stormwater out into the environment. There's a regional importance in Millstone because we're a convergence zone for central New Jersey watersheds, and therefore we need to protect those watersheds and prevent these types of materials from going out into the world and being assumed into the watersheds and polluting. The objectives of the master plan are to guide the appropriate use and management of lands, promote the public health, safety, and welfare. That's the purpose of this as well, and to secure safety from flood and natural or man-made disasters. So if you have incredible storms, this is to protect from those storms taking these materials and spreading them out into the environment. So I think based upon that, this is consistent with the purposes and objectives of the master plan.
Okay, thank you. Any board discussion? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to confirm that this is consistent with the master plan.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, Danielle, please call the roll.
Mr. Lambros?
Yes.
Mr. Beck?
Yes.
Mr. Cotby?
Yes.
Mr. Pito?
Yes.
Chairman Newman?
Yes.
Motion approved, 5-0.
Okay, thanks. So that's the conclusion of our agenda. Is there anything else, Danielle, that we need to discuss?
I will send out a draft 2024, yes, we are there, people. I will send out a draft 2024 calendar schedule for the board to review, see if there's any conflicts that anybody else is aware of. I'll take note of any traditional holidays, and we will probably do something similar like we did this year, move some meetings around a little bit to skirt around the holidays. It's more the zoning board that conflicts, but we should be okay.
What is, aside from the application that's being moved to December, is that the only thing on for December?
Right now, that is the only thing on for December, yes.
And-
I have a minor subdivision that I've been working with someone, they're toying about coming in very soon. And we have, we did receive a final application for Hexa and resolution compliance as one submission document. It's still being reviewed for completeness, but that should be ready sometime in the new year if it is deemed complete.
Okay, so more than what you had showed me that one day that
Yes.
was a little sketchy. Okay,
Yes.
all right. We'll
Yes.
see. And I'm asking selfishly, anything else on the horizon of substance?
A lot. No, nothing of substance right now.
But
We
you
have a
just-
couple,
you just
we
said
have
a
a
lot.
couple feelers, people tossing things around with Matt here and there, but
Okay.
we do have an application for something, actually, I don't think you'll be able to sit on that one on Rike Drive for US Tanks. They're looking to do an expansion over there, but they're revising the plans and such.
Oh, that's
See, that's why you can't sit.
I mean,
So-
we can't, I mean, this guy's parking on the
All
front.
right.
This
Don't-
guy's-
don't-
So
just-
don't talk,
don't
don't
try
talk.
and-
But we do have an application, it was deemed incomplete, but they've decided to revise their plans and redo some things, so that is, that's on the horizon. We have one or two other ones that haven't officially submitted yet, but they're getting close to, so, yeah.
You know, I don't wanna get off this, but this gentleman, US Tanks, he's supposed to come to the Motor Park Board first.
We can
Yeah.
talk to you after
Yeah.
about procedures.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Right, yeah.
talk about the board application.
And the only reason I was asking about schedule, it's been a busy year and a half or
It
so.
has.
So I'm just trying to get my head around what
It
next year
has.
might be.
Most of the applications we've been going through have been older applications from like 2021, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we've cleared through a
BD
lot.
before Danielle,
Okay.
still trucking through.
All right, you're still not the new person, by the way. That's- All right, unless there's anything else, I'll make the motion to adjourn. Is there a second? I take that as a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We
Thank
are
you.
adjourned. Thank you, everybody.